What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and in today's video we will be continuing the listings of the All-WWE teams. You see, the NBA at the conclusion of every season, they give out awards like the MVP award, the Rookie of the Year, as well as selecting 5 individuals to place on their All-NBA teams. Now I thought what a great opportunity to create a fun and creative video as well as project by developing my own All-WWE teams, but defining each individual era. But again, if you guys enjoy this new concept that I'm introducing to the channel, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to follow more WWE content on this channel, as well as staying up to date with the J Area podcast. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The New Generation's All-WWE team. The New Generation era is commonly recognized as starting between 1992 and 1993 at the conclusion of the steroid trial, as well as seeing the rise of one individual wrestler. You see, this guy was very prominent in the Golden Era, but was really known as a tag team wrestler. Of course, I'm referring to Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart was recognized as one of the best technicians in the WWE at that time, and becoming the excellence of execution that we all know and love today. But you see, from that time, from 92 all the way to the end of the New Generation era in 97, he would capture WWE Gold 5 times, also winning the King of the Ring tournament and having main event matches at WrestleMania with the likes of Yokozuna and Shawn Michaels. He would also have a classic matchup with Stone Cold Steve Austin in a submission match at WrestleMania 13, and when you look up the definition of what makes a great pro wrestler, you'd be hard pressed to not find the name Bret Hart associated with it. Again, when it comes to these first names and selections to an All-WWE team, I feel like they're very obvious. They're very common names that are thrown out in terms of some of the greatest of all time, and Bret Hart is one of those members of the elite group that is the greatest of all time. And how could I go on without naming his number one adversary, the one guy that pushed him to his limit, Shawn Michaels? You see, Shawn Michaels was another guy who started out as a tag team with Marty Jannetty as the Rockers in the Golden Era. But once in 1992, he developed this new heel persona by betraying Marty Jannetty, throwing him into the barbershop window, and becoming the Heartbreak Kid. Shawn Michaels would go on into the New Generation era, having classic matches with the likes of Razor Ramon, of a Diesel, Bret Hart, just to name a few. It was in this era that Shawn Michaels would define himself as one of the top tier talent, as well as the main event star that we would know and love him to be. Now, for me personally, Shawn Michaels is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, and in this matter, I feel like it's hard not to place him. He would win the WWE Championship on 3 separate occasions, again, fighting the likes of the names I previously mentioned, but always delivering top quality matchups. And with that being said, this next individual I kind of considered for the Golden Era, but being that he came at the tail end of the era, I couldn't include him. And I almost included him in the honorable mention, but again, I didn't feel like he achieved enough in that era to be included. But in the New Generation era, The Undertaker, again, rose to prominence and became the dead man, the man that we all knew to be the conscience, the leader of the WWE locker room. Again, he would start his WrestleMania undefeated streak. He would evolve from that grayish Undertaker colorway to that of the purple, and then slowly became the Ministry of Darkness Taker during the Attitude Era. But for the purpose of this video, I feel like The Undertaker, especially in these lonely years of the New Generation era when WCW was beating WWE in the ratings, The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, those were your top 3 guys who you could count on. They were reliable, they were dependable, no matter where you placed them on the card. And The Undertaker is certainly a name that you will be seeing later on these other era videos. When it came to the 4th and 5th selection of this team, the New Generation All-WWE team, it really became an interesting note because it was in this point in time where we were transitioning to the Attitude Era. So you had other stars like a Steve Austin, like a Hunter Hearst Helmsley, like a very young Rocky Maivia, and even a Mick Foley who would debut after WrestleMania 12 in 96. So I feel like I couldn't include them just because there was more to come in the next era that would arrive. So I look at the years that the New Generation era was basically a part of, and that was 92, 93, all the way to 97. And these next 2 guys were there for a majority of the years, and I'll lump them in together. But I have Razor Ramon and Kevin Nash's Diesel as the last 2 participants in the All-WWE team for the New Generation era. You look at the rise that Razor Ramon had as soon as he stepped on the scene in WWE. He would rise to Intercontinental Championship matches. He fought Bret Hart at the 93 Royal Rumble for the WWE title. as well as Diesel, who came in as the muscle. He came as the heater for Shawn Michaels and quickly won the WWE Championship, holding it for a full calendar year. Those two solidified themselves as one of the all-time influential wrestlers by their inclusion in the Clique, and then moving out to WCW and helping create the NWO. But for the New Generation era, I feel like it's very tough to tell the story of WWE specifically in this era without mentioning the names of Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels. So with that being said, it's a very Clique-oriented group with the New Generation era. But with that being said, we take a look at the overall team. We have The Undertaker, we have Scott Hall, we have Kevin Nash, we have Shawn Michaels, and Bret Hart as our 5. In terms of honorable mention, it's like I mentioned, obviously, we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Mick Foley. Guys among those names, I feel like an Owen Hart and British Bulldog could also be included in the honorable mention, but you look at the overall scope of what these guys achieved and how important they were to the roster, as well as the ongoing stories that were being told, and I feel like it's hard to keep them off the list. Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and comment down below. Are these the correct 5 for the All-WWE team in the New Generation era? Who did I leave off? Who should I have switched out? And if you guys like these videos as much as I enjoy producing them, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with the wrestling content that I produce on this channel. And with that being said, we will see you guys next week as we cover the Attitude Era. A fun video is yet to come. We'll see you next week.